Bethesda recently put out Starfield's most recent update, which was the May update, and that had some absolutely outstanding things in it. But the future of Starfield is still looking bright, with many great things on the horizon, such as land vehicles, the Shattered Space DLC, new quests, and they are currently working on the Bethesda Creation Kit that is currently out in the public with a select amount of creators. So very excited to see what this next update holds. But today we're going to be talking about the very small glimpse of the buggy that we got. Now, there are many things and possibilities that could be done with land vehicles in Starfield. So we're going to go over a few of the theories that I've got and a few things that I'd like to see implemented with the use of vehicles in Starfield. So if that does sound good to you, subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, and stick around for much more Starfield and Bethesda related content. If you are a fan of survival games, check out the main channel as well. All the links are in the link tree down in the description below. Now, alongside the May update, we also got a big sort of devlog from Bethesda, just going over quite a few things as to what the update entails, as it was a big one with new city maps, loads and loads of customization changes, and among other things, so many things in the update, and it was a really good one. And I think that is a positive note for the future of Starfield. I have seen many articles recently talking about Starfield pulling off a Cyberpunk 2077, and I don't think the launch was as bad as 2077, but the player count does continue to dwindle. But the May update brought back a lot of players, which is great news, and I think land vehicles as well as the Shattered Space DLC will also bring the same thing. Now, the Creation Club also, that's going to bring in a shite ton of players through mods, but the team did say this towards the end of their May update devlog.
But is there anything else that you want to talk about that's down the horizon?
So the team is working on our first land vehicle, so you can drive around on planets. Obviously, we're working on more quests and the massive Shattered Space expansion.
That's all very exciting. What about creations? Anything you can share there?
I think we mentioned it earlier this year, but we've sent out our beta toolkit to verified creators, so hopefully more information on that soon.
So it sounds pretty good, right? Loads of cool stuff is coming, but the one thing I really want to focus on today is, of course, the space buggies. Now, space buggies are going to be absolutely massive, and as we can see from that incredibly short clip, they look really bouncy and really quite cool. Not like Mars rover type space buggies, but more like 4x4 all-terrain vehicle type things that are going to be going over all of the terrain that we can come across. Now, I would like to see variants to these machines. I wouldn't like just one standard one. I'd like something along the lines of ship customization, but of course with the space buggy itself. I'd like to be able to build our own or buy a very basic one and then build our way up to better ones that can handle rougher terrain rather than a one-size-fits-all type. I think having that freedom to create something small and fast that gets you around the planet, so having sort of things in there that you've got more storage, so that limits your ability to go super fast and really high off-road and stuff like that, or things that are literally built for getting from one point to the next as fast as humanly possible. Now, in the video you can see I've slowed it right down so you can't really see how fast it's going, but it does look like they are going pretty damn quick and picking up some speed. Going over all the bouncy bits as well looks really quite cool. I'm very gutted we didn't get to see it go all the way up to that sort of cliff edge and jump off the cliff, because I think that would have been awesome. Being able to see it get some real air would have sort of helped identify a few things as well, I think. Now, at the moment, it does just look like a small pod with a bunch of wheels on it, tied to some suspension units that are giving you that bounce everywhere. And it doesn't look like you're going to be able to put too much in it, or whether it's going to have any storage. I do hope it has some sort of internal system in there, like the ships do, where we can get inside it and we've got little storage units. We can adjust certain things for speed or for bounciness, or going across some more rigid terrain that's like the volcano planets that we come across that are pretty much rocks and bumps and jumps everywhere, rather than this smooth planet here, which a desert, you're not really going to encounter many problems there. You just want to get from one side to the other as quick as you can and do some pretty sick jumps with it as well. So as you can see, it does look relatively small though, but being able to do some pretty sick jumps. I love that we've got all the dust and dirt coming off. I think one of the reasons maybe it didn't go up and jump over the dunes is possibly because it doesn't have the capability of doing that yet. Not 100% sure. It might take off and then flop straight to the ground. But being able to get on this in different planets with the different gravity levels is going to make for some pretty cool content. Being able to build a few things as well. Hopefully we can build some sort of track. I think that would be really cool, even if it is using outpost sections, but having something built where you can zoom around and have a load of fun with it and do loads of jumps. That's going to be something that's really going to entertain me. And then when it comes down to how this works and where we get it, where we want it, is it going to be docked to our ship? So you will have to have a certain ship type to move around with it. I do think it would be very cool to have, just like we do with our landing gear, lands down, the back end opens up, being able to drive it off. That area in most ships is really big and open with just that one ladder section. Now, is it going to be small enough to fit inside that area? I think possibly. It does look relatively small, and like it would fit nice and snug in there. You can fit already. You can see with just a few enemies in there, there's still loads and loads of space, and you've got to go all the way to the back end to get to the ladder in most of these compartments. So would it be able to store a vehicle? I really hope so. And what happens if we take off and leave a vehicle on a distant planet? Are we going to have to go back and be responsible for it? Or is it going to be something that is tied to the ship and you can use it where your ship has landed and it'll move with you depending on what ship you've got? Or, like I say, will it be like the ships and be something that we're going to be able to modify, move around and tweak and have separate ones in our separate ships? I really do hope that is the latter of the options. I would love to see a multitude of these vehicles all built specifically for different planets and different systems and different environments and terrain that we're going to be coming across. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Are you a one vehicle kind of person, or would you like multiple vehicles that we can go around the settled systems and go wherever we want, leaving little vehicles everywhere so we've always got something when we land? Or do you want it to be a single one that is attached to the ship that you are currently piloting? But if you do have that, does that mean you can't pilot certain ships because it won't fit? We'll have to wait and see what they do with it. Once again, let me know what you think in the comments down below. We are going to wrap that one up there, and we're also going to be looking at the shattered space. And we're also going to be looking at the shattered space, well, I say sneak peek, the screenshot that we got. We'll be looking at that one next Friday. With the Starfield channel, I'm going to try and do a video at least every single Friday, so make sure you stick around for that. But now though, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to wrap that one up there. Let me know your thoughts on Starfield land vehicles down in the comments below. I've been Cowboy, you've been awesome. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, check out the link tree in the description below, and we'll see you very soon with some more Starfield.